Hi, welcome to TonyWilliams.com. As I always say at the start of all my posts, I hope some of the materials that I'm able to share on the site could get an average person going from a place of good to greatness as we strive to reconstruct ourselves, to build a legacy for ourselves that's obviously sustainable and that would hopefully last. Over the last couple of posts, I've been talking about how successes are right and how we should all get to know or come to terms with the fact that we were created into this world for an exact purpose, and that purpose was to be successful. I also spoke about how we could change some of the negative mindsets and the negative sort of objective thoughts that are in our head that limit us to a specific sort of group or mindset. Simple words like I can't, always saying I can't do this, I can't do that, into how we should just learn to change these words into positive words. I can, affirmations that we are capable to do more things than we even think or could imagine that we could actually achieve. And then I also spoke about how we need to sort of plant the seeds of effort, because it's never going to just drop on our lap, into and so that we could yield the fruit of reward, or we could yield the harvest of reward after we plant the seed. But the truth of the matter is that all these don't come unless we actually have a dream. We have to have a dream in order to be successful. We have to have a dream, something that we're geared up, something that's revealed to us, something that is unique to us, something that we could actually think to ourselves, do you know what, this is my revelation, this is what I want to do in life. We have to have a clear-cut goal about what we want to do in order for all those other things to start falling in place. I looked at, as best as I could, how we could actually define the word dream as it applies to the word of success, and all I could come back with was the fact that it's something that we cherish in our heart, something that we aspire to become, or an ideal that's worthy of pursuing, because if we cherish it in our heart and we aspire to become of it, something we cherish, it's something that we want to belong to us alone. We guide it, or we guard it, we guard it because we cherish it. We don't want to expose, we take care of it. We wake up every morning and we nurture it. We look to see, is it okay? Is it not okay? How's it go? This is something that we cherish, something that we aspire to come. It's always also on the forefront of our head. We think about it because we're aspiring to become it, and then we look for ways in which we can become these things that we aspire to become. And if it's an ideal that's worthy of pursuing, we know that at the end of it there would be a reward, because nobody just engages in a race if there's nothing, to gain at the end of it. So it makes me think, a dream in itself, it's something that is revealed to us individually. We either have our dream or we borrow someone else's dream. Either way, there's a difference between it, because my dream is my dream. It's unique and revealed to me alone. Because if I presumably have a dream in my sleep, me alone goes to sleep. And in my subconscious mind, I get revealed a plan. That's what a dream is. It's an imagination. It's something that is revealed to you, something that's given to you in your sleep. Now, I could have that dream of a worthy cause that's worth pursuing for me, or a business plan that I think to myself, do you know what, this is worth doing. If I share that business plan, that ideal, that worthy cause, that same thing that was revealed to me through my subconscious mind when I was asleep, if I reveal it to you, for instance, it's my dream, but it's not your dream. if you understand what I'm saying. But if I called you and I said, oh, I dreamt about you, and I revealed what I dreamt or what was revealed to me in my sleep, I revealed it to you, that, oh, this is what I dreamt about you, Mr. So-so and so. I dreamt you're going to be successful, I dreamt you're going to win the lottery, I dreamt. That dream that I had about you is a revelation to you. It's my dream. The dream is not from me, but the dream is for me to reveal it to you. So that dream, when it hits you, the minute I tell you, has become a revelation to you. You could take that revelation and you could run with it. You could pray to God and say, oh, this is what was dreamt about. God, let it happen. God, let it not happen. Same way you could dream. Same way you could say those prayers in your own right. If it was your dream, you could say, if it was a revelation that was revealed to you as well. But the beauty of it is, you cannot take that dream that I've told you as your revelation and tell another friend. So now I'm not involved. I've revealed the dream I've dreamt about you. I've revealed it to you. You've picked up that dream, or the revelation that I've given you, and you've called another friend and said, oh, Mr. So-so and so, do you know what? This is what Tony dreamt about me and says to me. Although it's my revelation, but this is what I'm saying to you. It could be a revelation that I'm giving you as well. No, you're not giving that person a revelation. You're giving that person hearsay, because the dream was unique to me to be revealed to you. The minute you say it to that next person, it's no more a revelation to them. It's just hearsay, if you understand what I'm saying. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that a dream is either revealed to you or it's borrowed from you. So if you take that dream, if you're the third person and you take the second person's dream, or you take the first person's dream and you want to work with it without it being a revelation to you, it's highly unlikely that things are going to fall in place. So you've got to figure out for yourself what you want to become. You've got to have a clear-cut choice. You've got to have your own dreams. You've got to aspire to become your own self, not off the back of anybody else, off your own subconscious mind, off the desire that's in you, is where you've got to birth, the tenacity to follow your own dreams. So really today, I just want to, address how things we ought to know, things we ought to know to enable us sort of birth our dreams. We've got to be creative. I'm probably just going to run through a list of a few of them as best as I could remember, and if it rolls over, I'll put it into the next video. But the first thing that I think we have to understand in order to do this is that we've got to have or learn to be creative. We have to have an imaginary mindset. Dreams are not things you could hold on. Dreams are things that you imagine. So you close your eyes, you sleep, or you open your eyes, whichever way you sleep, and you dream about something. That dream puts you in that place. It puts you in that place subconsciously, but in real time being within you find yourself within that dream, you're actually there. That makes it possible because subconsciously it puts you there. And really the way it works is all things are agreed in the subconscious before they come to the conscious. It's simple. It's way more larger than how I want to bracket it. But the way it is everything is arranged in the spiritual before it comes into the natural, because we come from a source. We didn't drop onto this world. So and I'm trying to cap it so I don't go off rail. But if I could put it this way, is that we come from a source, and that source is our life. So the minute this life within us leaves this body, it goes somewhere. It just doesn't disappear into the horizon. It goes somewhere. It goes back to what is called the source. So that source is the one that gives us the source of life. It gives us the source of dreams. It gives us the source of subconsciousness. It is the source that gives us thought. Because if you look at it, everything that a man could be in life, or everything that a man is in life, could be analyzed. I could analyze myself as a human being, and analyze my eyes. I could, a doctor could look in my eyes. He could look in my knee. He could look in my hands, my chest. He could say, okay, yes, with the health that you have, you're going to live up to this amount of years or so. But a doctor or no powerful microscope whatsoever on earth could actually, no matter MRI, whatever it is, not the most powerful microscope, none of them could actually see the thought in a man's mind. It's impossible. You could see all the brain cells and everything that allows it to function properly, but it's not yet ever been discovered how to find what the thought in a man's mind is. That's why when people die, they just die with the thoughts. It can never be getting out. It could never be got out. So those thoughts are your dreams. Those thoughts are unique to you. They're powerful to you. They're things that could make you achieve. They're things that could make you become. They're worthy ideals, that courses that we should chase, worthy of pursuing and chasing after. So I'm going to try and run through a few of the things that I think are practical facts that we should all know to birth our dreams. And I think first of all we need to learn not to borrow our dreams. These dreams are unique to us. Let's imagine our own dreams. Let's use our subconscious mind. Let's allow our mind to run riot, to run free. Let's allow it to use the power that's within it. To find out ways in which we feel we can and we need to be successful. And then for our dreams, once we have them I also think we shouldn't be afraid to ask for encouragement for our dreams. I think the most beautiful thing about once you have a plan in place is when you get people who pat you on the back, like, oh, you're doing well. It gears you up. On the natural, it gears you up, and it allows you or triggers you to do more. You don't feel drained, by people who just want to talk nonsense or just say, you can't do this or you can't. So put the dream out there sometimes to people who you think might be able to encourage you on these dreams. And thirdly, I also think it could start anyway. We could start our dreams anyhow, whatever we have at our disposal that we think would start to work alongside the plans that we want to achieve. Let's start putting it on the table. The game is about, you lay your talent down. When you lay it down, you never know how it's going to, to explode. And I think in the past I gave that story about the master who went on the journey and he gave his servants some talents, and 5, 2, 1 respectively, and the 5, he got more 5, the 2 got more 2, but the 1 buried it down. And when the master came back to check on them, he was furious. What happened after that was that he gave the one with 5 more, he gave the one with 2 more, and the one with 1 he chastised, like, what have you done that for? Why have you kept the talent? So we individually, we all have that talent, so we've got to learn to lay it down. We lay it down no matter what it is. It could be money, it could be skills, it could help, whatever effort, whatever we have to learn to lay it down. So the minute we lay it down, we then just start to think and pray that it would break open, it would break free, and just trigger off from there. And then we also have to have the desire, because you've got the talent, you've laid it down. Once you lay it down, don't just sit there and hope, everything will just work out in your favor. You have the desire to chase after these things, like because once you fuel your desire becomes an obsession, and once you fuel your obsession, once you're obsessed with something, you gain followers, because people start to realize you either gain followers or you drop off from followers. Because people start to realize this guy, this girl, he's a serious person. He's obsessed with this. I either want to walk on this route with him, or do you know what? I think he's just too crazy. He's too geekish for me. Let me just leave him to be doing his own madness. But that's the way it works. You're not going to be friends with everyone in life, but it's important to be friends with people who are sharing the same vision and the same dream with you. And then that desire also leads to the same thing as hunger. Hunger is, you've got to be hungry for it. You've got to know that you're going to wake up every morning, to work towards your dream, work towards achieving that dream, making sure under all circumstances that you're constantly hungry. You've got to be hungry with anger towards achieving and becoming what you want to become. Because if you're not hungry, look, a child who you put in a chair and you just put food in his plate, most of the time, as we all know, they just mess about with it and throw it away because they're not hungry. But you put a child who's hungry in that chair, and you put some food in there, they'll go for it with all, and that's how hunger should be. We need to, if we're hungry for something, we need to go after it. We need to work with it. Dedicate our time, dedicate our mind, dedicate certain hours of the day. That hunger will make us, leave things that are not important, and do things that we only think are important at this appropriate time towards our dream. It could also maybe turn to the fact that, look, we're going to have to start rescheduling everything, because I've got more priorities set in place than all these things that I thought were priority are no more priority now, because I've got a common cause, I've got a worthy ideal that's worthy pursuing, I've got something that I'm aspiring to be, I've got something that I cherish, that I know I want to give birth to at this point in time. And after that, we could just look at things, and we will see that change will become. We also got to learn to be decisive about things. Our no's got to be no's at these instances. Our yeses have got to be yeses, because if we've got something that we're pursuing, and someone says, "Oh, look, let's go and do this thing," where you think, it's going to interfere with things that is going to be beneficial to the plans that you've got in place, then you've just got to learn to say no. There's no harm in it. They could see you another day. They can't see you another day, then so be it. But at this point in time, I've just got to do things that I think are going to be beneficial to me moving forward in my dream. And then I also think after that, it's important to choose the friends who are around us, because if we're decisive about things, it's important that we again pick people who are just who just believe in us, who believes in the dreams that we have, who are there to, as I said, give us a pat on the back, to slap us, when we're sloppy, to encourage us when when we've done well, or when we haven't done well, to compliment us when we've done well, or to encourage us when we haven't done well. But just it could be a small tight circle of people, but you just know that these are the people at this point in time that are going to walk this dream with me. And I know it might sound in a way, but I like to think that for me, what works for me is having friends and putting different friends in different compartments. And I think because the friends you make money with, they're friends you make money with. The friends you party with, they're friends you party with. The friends you go to church with, they're friends you go to church with. The friends you go to football with, and at no stages should they, mix up with each other, because everybody's in your life for a reason. When you have people boxed up in compartmental places like that, it's difficult for you not to know the right reason why anybody else is in your life, because someone who you party with is not someone who you're now going to be revealing your spiritual issues with, because they don't gel. Or someone who you make money with, or in a good or bad way, is not someone who you're now going to be telling about your family matters, because everybody's there for a different reason. Someone who you do your spiritual praying with is not someone who you're going to be doing your partying and your mischievous or things with. So it's a good way to look at things, and that in that way, when you have people boxed up like that, you know how to get the right people, the right niche around you for whatever it is you want to do. And sometimes you might then now find yourself that, in order to get these right people in the right places, you have to sort of negotiate with them. You might have to, beg them for time. You might have to, go and hang around them. You might, but you do all this for a reason. You're not doing it for a waste. You're doing it because you know the end result of this is the fact that you want to give birth to your dream. And in that case, you find yourself like sort of nurturing the relationships that you have. Your relationship become very much more important to you. If it's 2 hours you've got to play football, those 2 hours is important. If it's the relationship that you have with God, because you're waiting on Him for something, those relationships are so important. If it's relationship with your party friend, you enjoy it to the most. If it's relationship for prayer meetings in church, you're there, and you find yourself, your time all being scheduled. You find yourself real organized. You find yourself knowing who the right person is for the right purpose, and the right person to bring into your life at the right time, the right person to put on the shelf at the right time. It's as simple as that. It's not a hard life. It's not like being egotistic person. It's just like cutting your focus cutting your mindset into a focal view, so that you could look directly, you could pursue those things that are important to you, you could go after them, and hopefully and ultimately at the end of the day you could achieve them. That's all I have to say. I think, as I said, God gives dreams to the dreamer, and when we do have these dreams, no matter what it is that we dream about, we should never take it lightly, because every little thing that we see, or we are, or we become, or the world that we live in today started off someone's dream, and there's so many other things that are out there that we could still achieve, that we were put here to achieve. So until we're actually self-fulfilled within ourselves, that we've actually achieved the purpose in which we were created for, we should never stop dreaming and never stop trying to achieve. Till I speak to you again next time, hope you have a fantastic weekend. Good night and God bless. Not forgetting to say, if you like any of my posts or for more videos, please subscribe to my page, or put a like in there, or put a comment in the comment box, and it'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks once again. Enjoy your weekend.